This is season number 5 of Heiko Reality Survivor, and the fans have wanted it, the contestants have wanted it, and it's time that we do Survivor All-Stars. It's been 4 years since we filmed that original Survivor, and the excitement I feel has just built and built and built to this point. So, I mean, the game is on and it's going to be a crazy, crazy season. We're in a brand new location. We're in a different section of the Rocky Mountains than we were for the past 2 seasons. We're in the Crazy Mountains, and I mean, just the name alone is pretty awesome, the Crazies. And so it's a very different looking mountain range that we were before. And it has a different feel to it, and I mean, if it's called the Crazies, I mean, we're bound to have some crazy stuff happen here. Well, right off the bat, I'll just get the disappointments out right away so there's no build-up about people that you wish were out here. We would have loved to have Shawnee and Chelsea back. Both of them were dominant female players in their season, but Shawnee is off becoming a physicist and is doing some research on the East Coast. Chelsea's graduated with school, working full-time. It just didn't work out with them. Another contestant we'd have loved to have back, the invite was open, was Fred. Didn't work out with scheduling. And we would have loved to have Emily back. I think Emily is a character everyone wanted to see from season 1, but Emily maintains what she said right after the season ended. She said, I don't want to do this again. I think it was a very taxing season on Emily physically and emotionally, and she just is not in the place to do it again. But despite, you know, the few disappointments we don't have, the 16 people who are coming back, they all really, really want to win this game. You're not going to have a Cassidy this season. You're not going to have Zeke dropping out to go take care of her kid. The players who are here want to win the game, and that's what's going to make this season the best. We have 5 returning contestants from Survivor Prior Mountains. It was our original season, and if that season wouldn't have been as successful, there was no way we'd be here 4 years later doing this again. So it was important that the Prior Mountains were well represented. And you can't do an all-star season without the original Survivor winners.
My name is Brent Zundel, and I was the winner of the original season of Survivor Prior Mountains. Since Survivor, I actually graduated from Montana State University with degrees in civil engineering and Spanish.
I don't think people are going to go into this game and gun towards Brent immediately like some of the other winners are going to have more of a target on their back. But Brent has a lot to prove in this game. I think he feels himself he has a lot to prove in this game because there are still people to this day who say Brent didn't do anything, Emily did all the work for him, he rode her coattails, and, you know, won from a bitter jury.
I definitely feel like I have something to prove this season, and I think I'm well positioned to do it. But absolutely, I mean, I'm out for blood this season. I'm out to make it to the final 2 for sure.
And I think if he steps it up, he can do very well at this game. Joining Brent, which is an interesting twist from what it was 4 years ago, is his now long-term girlfriend Amanda, who was not dating Brent in season 1. So they're the one couple coming into this game.
I cannot play any game without dating someone, I've learned. I just don't have the same one this time. So Brent and I have actually been dating for 3.5 years.
Amanda, even though she was out in episode 5, she's one of the people we're bringing back as almost as a second chance. You know, she made a huge impact even though she was, you know, voted on episode 5.
I've graduated from college a year ago, and I'm going to Oxford next year to do my master's in women's studies.
She was a great spokesperson for the Bok Pay tribe that just lost and lost and lost and lost. And so I think Amanda feels like she has something to prove now because she didn't even make the merge last time.
I just want to win. If I can win one, like, tribal immunity.
My fear with Amanda is that she will overthink things. If Amanda can just chill out, and, you know, she is incredibly smart, but if she overthinks it and starts, you know, talking too much, you know, it could be bad for Amanda. So she needs to chill out. There's another member from the Bok Pay tribe that will be joining Brent and Amanda on the season, and that's Kyle S. So he's a contestant who knows a lot about losing because he lost a lot in the beginning, and he knows a lot about winning because he won in the end. And what's interesting about Kyle is going into Survivor, he had hardly a background in it at all, and after being voted off, he became somewhat of a fanatic. He watched every single episode of the CBS show.
My strategy this time is going to be a little different because I don't have a safety net that I had in Michaela last time, because everything, I mean, I knew she'd always be with me, and I mean, I had that safety net. She'd talk to people, I'd talk to people, so I'm going to have to work with more people and be less trusting of more people.
Kyle will even admit to you now that his strategy is winning competitions. His strategy is that part. He admits that his weakest part is his social game. So Kyle will have to, he's going to have to do something besides win challenges. He's not going to win it that way alone. I'm also wondering if Kyle's mind is going to be completely in the game because he's actually getting married within a week after filming Survivor.
Getting married to Michaela in a week from today.
So we'll see where his head's at come game time. If you had to pick a villain from season 1, it would be Michael.
I actually just recently graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in biomedical science. An interesting thing is on my season where I would constantly screw over Kyle Shuck, who is also playing this game, and then right after my season we ended up living together as roommates for a year. We've actually developed a pretty close alliance during this game.
Michael's back. He was a great character in his season. He was a bit of a snake. He caused some drama. He loved playing both sides. And he had a very kind of explosive end of season 1 at that final tribal council and his statement towards Brent and Emily. So Michael has a reputation going in this game that I'm not sure how it's going to hold up because it has been for years. I don't know that people will see him for the deceptive player that he really can be.
But the problem is I have that target on my back from last time where I was kind of a villain just because, I screwed over Kyle. So right now I just need to fly under the radar, just try to solidify an alliance and just stick to it and be honest with that alliance, make it look like, I've changed, that I'm fully willing to commit to an alliance with people and I'm not going to try to screw people over, which is total bull. I have no problem screwing people over, but I don't want them to know that.
Michael's a tricky one. I would watch out for Michael. Is he capable of winning this game? Yes, but I think if people catch on, he's not going to last. And our 5th and final member from Survivor Prayer Mountains, you knew he was going to come back, he made us all laugh, is Chris.
Well, since then, I've traveled across the country a couple of places. I actually started my own company doing event DJing and that kind of thing. So I've been pretty busy.
Chris was... You never knew what you were going to get from Chris. He's a complete wild card.
About a week and a half ago, I actually fainted onto a counter at Subway from dehydration, so I'm still recovering from that.
But what Chris quickly learned by the end of his season was that he was the perfect pawn. And so coming into All-Stars, every single person knows that Chris is the perfect pawn. What Chris needs to be careful of is Chris cannot annoy these people to the point where they will vote him off just because they don't want to spend 3 days with him.
Considering I watched myself online, I annoyed the crap out of myself. I'm trying to tone that back this time and be a little more serious about it.
I'm hoping that for Chris, he can tone it down and last a while because he's definitely going to provide some great moments.